So I only discovered earlier today that today is World Meditation Day. And so I thought I would start just by talking a little tiny bit about meditation and how important it is in our lives. And all of you are familiar with it. What you have been doing over the last 40 days is meditation. And so we use these breath practices as an anchor for our mind. And then, especially the last three practices we did the basic breath series where we breathe in left, out right, in right, out left. In different ones, different breaths. And then we did the next one, the noddy cleansing. We were breathing in our intention, went down the spine, stayed at the root, and then came back up. And again, it was in right and the left. And then this last practice we did, the self-healing and guidance by intuition with the arms overhead and the sniffs and holding the breath. And so they are all using very particular techniques in order to direct our attention. And that's what meditation is. It's that process of directing our mind. And as soon as we start a process using techniques and practices like this, we become, we confront ourselves, right? And so our stuff arises. And our task is to be with what arises. And so sometimes we've a wonderful experience of expansiveness and we're able to stay very focused. And other times it's not so great. And that's what is. And that's our challenge, is to be with what is and to harness our mind and direct it. And in that way, then we're able to choose our thoughts more. And just like in previous practices where we worked on lack of judgment and working on our judgment, or working on the ways of our thinking. And that's the tool of meditation. When we use these techniques to anchor the mind, to direct the attention using very specific practices, and we use them as a process. So over time, it's not a one-hit wonder, right? It's really systematically, continuously, regularly. And that's how we learn to very carefully gain more and more mastery over our minds, because we have a very close contact with our mind. Because when you sit down, that's when everything arises, right? That's when all your thoughts, your lists, your ideas and everything arises. And you have to keep harnessing your attention, anchoring it back in the practice. And so that's our training of our mind. And then that trained mind, so powerful, right? So powerful. But that trained mind then is more able to choose how we act, is more able to choose how we think. And so these powerful techniques we've been using are training the mind. And it's really important to understand that meditation is not contemplation. So we use meditation a lot in our day-to-day lives, right? People will say, oh, that's an interesting thought. I'm going to meditate on that. That's not meditation, that's contemplation. And I know a friend of mine, she's in part of this group of 11 minutes of breath. And I was talking to her about the practice, and she said, I'm loving it. I love it. I often find it's a great time for me to actually think about some things that are going on in my life. So sometimes I'll meditate for a while, I'll do the practice, breathing practice, and then I'll just kind of think about things, and it helps me work out what I'm doing. And I was explaining to her how that is extremely valuable, that contemplation, that sitting and thinking about something and working it out and breaking it down. But that's the analytical part of the mind. And that is not the kind of part of the mind that we're working on in meditation. We're trying to access the deeper parts of the mind, come away from the analytical mind, cultivate a witness consciousness, cultivate a deep presence and awareness. And it's that witness, equanimous, non-reactive, present awareness that we regularly, consistently, systematically, steadily cultivate in our meditation practice, in our breath practice. And then slowly and steadily, gradually, over time, we become more and more able to be present, more and more able to access more spontaneous joy, more able to deal with the challenges that life gives us. And we all are confronted with challenges. But this trained, focused, present, calm, equanimous, non-reactive mind is an incredible tool for us to have as we go through this life, and we go through it with grace. And so it's not contemplation. It's also not spacing out, right? Sometimes you may have had a very busy day and you sit down and you just, that's not meditation. So meditation is extremely focused. There's a definite intentionality, and we're definitely doing something specific. And you guys are aware of this with all this very, very specific instructions you have. You go down the left, you stay there for so many counts, and then you come up the right, and then you go down the right, you stay for so many counts. The nadi cleansing or the different practices, you're very specific. And so you're training your mind to a very specific thing. And then the other thing that meditation is not is relaxing. So we know Shavasana at the end of a yoga practice, and it's so fantastic. It's an opportunity for the body to integrate the effects of your practice. But that is not meditation, because that is just floating, absorbing, receiving. And there is, unless you're doing a yoga nidra where you're guided relaxation, and so that has definitely an element of meditation. But anyway, just so you're very clear about what you're doing, is extremely specific, extremely beneficial, so powerful. And 11 minutes is enough time to create a shift in your consciousness that lasts for 23 hours. That's what the rishis, the yogis tell us. And they have studied for many thousands of years all this knowledge and wisdom that has been passed on to us. And so trust that even your 11 minutes is creating such a difference in your mind and then in your whole life. So the practice we're going to do tonight is such a healing balm after all the hard work you've been doing over these 40 days. It's called Presence Like a Beacon. It's an absolute favorite of mine. I've taught it in class in a different version called Expand and Awaken. And so what we do is we breathe in sniffs. We start with 4 sniffs. And as we sniff in, we visualize or imagine or feel the energy coming in through the crown of the head. A brief pause. And then as you exhale through your nose, a long exhale, like this flash of blue-white light expanding out. And so it's different than a lot of the practices where we're drawing the energy up from the lower centers. This is a beautiful receiving from the universe. So you're receiving this white light through the crown of your head, and then like a flash, like an expansion of blue-white light expanding outwards. We start with 4 breaths for 1 minute, going through the crown of the head, 4 sniffs. Then we go with 5 sniffs for 2 minutes, 6 sniffs for 3 minutes, 7 sniffs for 4 minutes, 8 sniffs for 5 minutes, and then 9 sniffs for 6 minutes. And you sniff in, a brief pause, and then exhale, expanding out. Okay, so I will guide you the whole way. You don't need to remember that at all. But let's start just by warming up a little bit. So I propose that we come around onto all fours. It's nice just to warm up the spine in advance of this practice, where we'll be, so just do a few minutes. So come around to all fours and inhale, arch. And exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. And perhaps speed up a tiny bit. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, tuck your toes and push back into down dog. Here in down dog, take a deep inhale. And a long exhale. A deep inhale. A long exhale. And now drop your knees. Inhale, arch. Exhale, push back into child's pose. Inhale, arch. Exhale, come into down dog. Inhale, arch. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, arch. Exhale, down dog. I'm going to do one more. Inhale, arch. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, arch. And exhale, down dog. Take a full inhale. And a long exhale. And one more full inhale. And a long exhale. Really nice. Let's come down onto our knees. And hands on your shoulders. Inhale left, exhale right. Let me just get my timer. Lovely. So inhale left, exhale right. And actually, you can have your knees a little wider if you like. Take a deep inhale to the center. Pause, hold, lift pelvic floor. Exhale, release your hands down. Bring your knees back together. Close your eyes for a moment. So we're going to do a wood chopper action. And this particular posture is in order to build some pranic energy of the heart and the lungs. So we go for 2 minutes. Interlace your hands. Inhale up. Exhale down. Deep inhale. Lift up. Squeeze pelvic floor. Pause. Hold. Be very still. Squeeze. Exhale, release down. And just sit for a moment. Just fix that tap. Just sit for a moment, be present. Drop in. Very nice. So let's come to sitting. Find your cushion, whatever way is comfortable. So let all these guys in. And so come into a comfortable seated position, whatever way is comfortable for you. And so really become absorbed. So as you practice, stay very present. You're going to be sniffing, and some people are more visual than others. So you may visualize this white light coming into the crown of the head, or for you, it may be just imagining or just having a sense of it. And it's coming in and filling every cell of your being. And then a brief pause, and as you exhale, this sense of emanating out, this blue white light. Again, it's emanating from the sides, the front, the back, from every membrane of your body, emanating out. So let's start with 4 sniffs in. On your hands, could be in any mudra you like. So Gyan Mudra up, Gyan Mudra down, or Buddhi Mudra with the right hand on the left and the thumbs touching, whatever suits. Sorry, we'll start again. Inhale, 4 sniffs. Brief pause, and then as you exhale, flash of blue white light expanding out from every cell of your being. Inhaling 4 sniffs into the crown of the head. Brief pause. Exhaling. And now 5 sniffs into the crown of the head. A brief pause, and then exhale, blue white light, expanding out. Make sure to exhale all the breath out. And now for 3 minutes, 6 sniffs into the crown of the head. Pause. And then that flash of blue white light expanding out as you exhale. So now 7 sniffs in to the crown of the head for 4 minutes. And now 8 sniffs into crown of the head. Brief pause. And a long exhale out. That flash of blue-white light emanating out from you. Pay exquisite attention. Really focus. And now 9 sniffs in to the crown of the head. Brief pause. And then a long exhale. And be very present. Exquisite attention. Now when you're ready, take a deep inhale. Pause the breath. Lift your pelvic floor. And in your mind's eye, hold your breath. In your mind's eye, bring to your awareness somebody in your life to whom you would like to direct healing energy. And see that person in your mind's eye as you hold your breath. And when you're ready to exhale, like there's a beam of light coming out through your third eye towards this person, sending them healing light energy as you exhale. And now sit here, holding this person in your awareness, sending them healing energy through the third eye, just connected to your heart. Have that sense of beaming this healing energy towards them. And now release that attention and bring your awareness back into your own center, to your own heart. And sense the space all around you. And tune in to the feeling of love. Love within you, love all around you. And feel how you're connected to this grid of hearts here, right now, and throughout the whole world. So many people doing these practices and so many other practices, attuning their awareness, their intention towards love. And so feel as you attune to love, how you're connected with all these beings doing the same thing. A sense of love, a sense of gratitude, a sense of spaciousness, this expansion. Sensing all of us are interconnected. And may we operate, may we transmit, express from this place of love. May it be our foundation. And meditation isn't about gaining something, but rather having the skills to cut through stuff to expose and express that inner light, that true love that's within all of us, that is covered by all these veils, conditioning, experiences, hurts, pains. And as we cultivate more and more of this witness consciousness, we can cut through those veils and allow the pure love and compassion to shine. And feel how your practice is allowing more and more of the chinks to fall away and the light to shine. Bring your hands to your heart and bow to that wise teacher within you, that deep knowing and that pure love consciousness, that light. living from love, leading from love, so that we can see things as they are and not as we are. Hope you have a fantastic rest of the evening, and keep tapping into that deeper aspect of you. Keep allowing all those around you to experience that pure love and light shining out. And thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's such a pleasure and such a joy in my life.